Hello everybody, I'm here now. I'm a minute late or so, but yeah. Hi. How are you doing? I'm here now, so sorry for the delay, but you know. And we're just gonna be playing some Minecraft today. Nothing much more than that. We're gonna be hopping back into the survival world, and basically all we're doing today is we're gonna be sitting there and we're gonna be using stone pickaxes to slowly but surely quarry out that chunk. And we're not getting there today. We're not finishing. I don't have enchantments. I'm using stone tools because I don't have access to much resources. I did some off-screen mining. I mined for about an hour. I found jack shit. I found some coal. I didn't even find iron. So, yeah, We're literally just gonna make some spare stone tools and just dig down, because at this point I've given up on strip mining in this edition, and I'm not gonna be going caving because it's a pain in the ass and I burn through iron really quickly anyway, digging out chunks. So all we're doing this stream is just and that's about what this is going to be. Like justice, and then every now and then the monotony is going to be interrupted by a pickaxe breaking. So yeah. The reason I keep placing down torches is that I have to make sure that the quarry doesn't spawn monsters, or it's gonna be a pain in the ass. And I'm more than happy to respond to any messages you might put in chat, right? My brain is on, like, energy savings mode, because, you know, this is all I'm doing, but this also means I have time to focus on chat. So, yeah. Layer, and I'm already through one of them, so lots and lots of crafting trips today. Oh, I think I haven't been placing down torches as I go anymore. Whoopsie. Oh, that happens. Also, my ISP has been giving me some issues again recently. So, if my stream just cuts out, I'm gonna try to get back into it. I've utilized YouTube settings a little bit better, so that in theory, it's possible for me to reconnect to this stream, this chat. But if my stream ends, don't wait for another one, because at that point I'm not going to continue trying. I'm just gonna call my ISP and yell at some poor customer service representative. I wonder whether I can mine lapis with a stone pickaxe. I don't think so. Maybe I need to go back and get myself an iron one after all. Even though this chunk mine has yet to yield any iron. But also, like, I realize that this is really boring, but you have to see that in a way I'm paying it forward right now. because a chunk mine will give me resources. It'll give me some ores, it'll give me some different types of stone. Later on it's gonna give me lots and lots of deep slate, and well, let's be real, when we get to deep slate we probably will need to switch away. Oh, okay, I can mine it with stone. We'll probably have to switch away from stone tools because, well, it's deep slate. And like this is still kind of bearable, but I feel like a deep slate chunk mine with stone tools is just something I can't do to any of my viewers. So yeah, do I still have the crafting table with me? I do. Look at that. Isn't that convenient? Then let's make a little like cubby here that we can hop into if we need to craft instead of going all the way back up. And let's see, how many pickaxes can we make? 4, 8 of them. That's good. May as well just equip a bunch of pickaxes so I can just rotate through the slots. Oh, is that nightfall that I'm sensing beginning? No, I don't think so actually. Could be though. So yeah, I don't know. I guess since no one's writing anything in chat, I'll just fill the silence as best as I can. But don't expect too much of me. I'm only human and I'm very socially awkward. I don't know. So what can we talk about? I've been going to the gym for a while now. And I don't know. I'm very happy with it, honestly. I'm very happy with my results. Like, I've gained a lot of muscle, and I'm really happy with that. I will say though, going to the gym for the first time alone is a really awkward experience, and I kind of wish I had someone who could like introduce me to a gym, but like in my friend circle there's not a lot of people that go to the gym, which is also because, you know, I was never one of the kids in high school that went to the gym. I was in the like either go to a club or go home style, like not celebrating club but like after school club. I never went to the gym. I was always really bad at sports, and I still am. But yeah, so I don't really have any connection to anyone who could have introduced me. So I just kind of went to a gym that seemed nice and just tried out. And I you know, went there, gave it a go, and I've been going there for 3 weeks now. This is the 4th week, so this marks the first month of me going to the gym. And I haven't really been going that regularly, actually. Originally, I went and I set out to go at least 3 times a week, maybe 4. But I realized that even though I'm currently stay at home and, you know, not working or anything, I have a much fuller schedule than I thought, and I have a lot more things to do. So like, I can't even go to the gym like every other day reliably. So far it's been more like 2 to 3 times a week. Which that's not really helped by me just sometimes not being able to get up and do it, you know? But it's also always kind of a very positive experience. Oh, yeah, I had a really cool experience at the gym today. Some guy who looked like he's been going for much longer than me asked me to spot him, which maybe that doesn't sound like much, but like to me that's a big deal, because as a beginner at the gym, I've never been asked to spot someone during their workout. And it was honestly like it felt good. Like it felt like I was more becoming part of like that gym community, you know? And it was really cool, and he was really nice about it and instructed me exactly what to do in order to help him out with his set. And yeah, I feel like I was genuinely able to help that guy, and that was really nice. So that was really cool today. What was less cool though was that I I had to stock up my weights for the second time now, actually, in 4 weeks. Just because, you know, when you start out for the first time, I guess you have much more gains, especially when you're someone like me who, on one hand, never has done any sports beforehand, but is now also really going at it all of a sudden. There's a lot of muscle gain and strength gain, really, with that. So I started with very, very low weights, barely above minimum, and I could barely do my 3 sets with those on most machines. And I've had to stock it up for the second time now, but on one of them I went a little too far, and I added too many weights, but I pushed through the sets anyway, and I pulled my right shoulder, which it's not, like, bad, but I'm just having to give it a rest. Like, I can't utilize it very much. We got a new freezer delivered today because we need a new freezer. I've been cooking a lot more recently and our freezer is full of stuff, and just we also need to defrost our freezer, and it's not quite cold enough outside yet that we can put things out for a longer time. So, you know, either we wait until winter, but like our freezer is covered in ice, it needs to be defrosted. So in the end we decided, you know what, we're gonna need a new freezer eventually anyway. So we made like a second freezer. So we may as well just buy a second freezer, transfer what's currently in the regular freezer over, defrost it, and then put the new freezer in regular use as well. And so we ordered a new freezer online during Black Friday, and they gave us a shipping appointment, and they were like, okay, so make sure you're home on Friday between 10 and 11. And I was like, okay, that's kind of a bummer, because that means I probably can't go to the gym on Friday, which I was gonna, because I went today, and I'm definitely gonna need to rest tomorrow, but I think I can go again on Friday. So I was like, that's kind of a bummer. And then I come home from the fucking gym today with a pulled shoulder, right, and kind of still holding it and still trying not to move it too much. And it at our front door is a fucking postman with this little cart with the fucking freezer on it. So yeah, obviously I basically hoisted it up the stairs by the shipping, like, cable tie-ish things, you know? Like those plastic loops that they solder around it. Like, melt together around it. And I basically hoisted it up the stairs with one arm. Not really with one arm, I didn't really lift it, but like I pulled it step by step, because, you know, this is not meant to be like me, oh, look how strong I am, I can lift the freezer with one arm. No, I cannot. But yeah, I basically just dragged it up the stairs. So that was a pain in the ass, but at least now we've got it set up, and we can probably get it running later tonight after my stream. And start putting stuff in it. I'm really excited to just, like, have some flat space in the freezer again. Because why do we need a second freezer? Well, our refrigerator is like one of those upright refrigerator-freezer combinations, which is really efficient for a small kitchen. But the thing is, my mom's Asian. We have a ton of frozen Asian ingredients that we get shipped from Taiwan or that we buy from a store at all times. our freezer is constantly jam-packed. And that's only gotten worse because now we've started trying to avoid pre-packaged fresh ingredients and instead buying like fresh butcher ingredients, for example, and freezing them. So we still have like the long shelf life style convenience where we don't have to throw much out, but we don't have to rely on convenience products for that. The problem is, that means that our freezer is so packed, we are literally cramming stuff inside. Fries and stuff like that, not a possibility, because a bag of frozen fries will not fit in our freezer for the life of it. So we need a second freezer. And I'm just really looking forward to just having a little bit of spare space in the freezer again, so I can do stupid stuff like make ice cubes. Because ice cubes are so important for me. Like, I hate room temperature water. I cannot for the life of me drink simple room temperature water. Which is so stupid, because room temperature water is A, the shape in which water is most available, and B, the healthiest. But no, my brain wants it either above or below room temperature, preferably below, because then I can drink more of it. So, like, when I was living in my student dorm for the last semester, I basically lived off of an ice cube tray that I bought at the supermarket downstairs, and off of the space in the freezer that we had, even though it was tiny. But we had space in the freezer, and I could basically just keep the ice cube tray running constantly, and basically I had a thermos flask full of water, and I would just plop ice cubes into it whenever a tray was finished, and keep restocking it with water throughout the day. And I increased the amount of water I drank so much during that time. It was great. It was really good for my health, actually. Because, like, water is... Like, drinking enough water makes such a big difference, right? Like, it helps with everything. It helps you stay awake, it helps with your digestion, it helps with your skin, it helps with everything. Water is a fucking panacea, and it is amazing. So I need to drink more again. And I'm really looking forward to being able to do ice cubes again, because they are such a big help for me in drinking enough. Like, at the moment, I always have to make a conscious effort to head over to the kitchen and refill my water bottle, and then during the day I have to always make a conscious effort to keep drinking water. Because I can't make ice cubes, because we don't have space for them in the freezer. But once we get space again, I feel like I'm probably gonna be able to just drink water normally again. Like, as a casual thing on the side. And I'm really looking forward to that. But yeah, it's kind of funny how I was able to fit an ice cube tray in our like university dorm mini freezer in Heidelberg, but I can't do it here, because like that was like a tiny freezer. It was like basically the size of 2 shoeboxes stacked on top of each other. But it worked because we literally lived on top of a supermarket. So, we're not really a supermarket, but just a grocery store. So we never really had to rely on frozen things and them keeping for a long time. We could always buy convenience or buy fresh downstairs. And you know, it's a lot cheaper if the supermarket pays the electricity bill for keeping it frozen than if I do. So that was nice. Hey, we're actually making a little bit of progress here. But yeah. So we basically didn't use it much. It was mostly filled with just, again, Asian groceries that I would buy. Because, you know, I'm half Asian. I'm kind of disconnected from the culture, not gonna lie. I pass as Caucasian as well. So I'm not really that comfortable saying I'm Asian or I'm half Asian, but I am, technically. and I have to say I do like a lot of Asian foodstuffs. So you know, I also had a lot of just frozen stuff from the Asian grocery store downtown. And yeah, that was most of our freezer in Heidelberg. So yeah. Is it enough to kill me yet? I think it might just about be. Nope, not quite there yet. But we'll get there eventually. We're not that far off, another 2 blocks or so, and then we're there. I really like this because it just lets me casually collect a lot of different resources that will be really useful for like interesting building styles later, you know? Like granite, andesite, all of that stuff is really just nice to have for some builds, but it's a pain in the ass to go mining for it specifically. Because it's these giant pockets, right? You feel horrible if you leave some behind after you were looking for it. At the same time, when you're looking for it, you have to strip mine for it or find a cave that just so happens to have it. And when you're looking for it, you can never find it. But yeah, like this, I can get a lot of granite and andesite. And I mean, if I really need more for a build, I can always come back and just tear down the walls as well. But I think I'm going to kind of consciously restrict myself to using only actually gathering for now what's actually in the way. Because in the end, it's still just a stone block. It's not an ore. It's not something I can use in any scenario. It's something with a relatively specific use case.